Before we begin our session, there are a few prep steps we need to cover. 1. Make sure you have created your eServices password. 2. You'll log into your eServices using your password and WID number. 3. We recommend you open your list of recommended courses. If you don't know what that is, please feel free to scan the QR code displayed on your screen and complete the CAC list of recommended courses form. Once completed, this form will send you an email within 30 seconds. Inside the email will contain information regarding your major, your success coach and support team, and a PDF link to your list of recommended courses. Now, let's talk about Okta. Okta is a tool used to manage your Los Rios Community College District digital identity, control access to various college resources, and streamline your login and authentication processes. Okta enrollment begins by signing into eServices. The first time you sign into the dashboard, you will be prompted to register your information, your phone number, phone device, smartphone, non-smartphone, or tablet, and email address. After the one-time enrollment process has been successfully completed, your digital identity is confirmed and is now trusted by Okta. After the initial Okta registration, each time you sign into the dashboard, Okta will verify your digital identity with a multi-factor push notification to your phone, device, or email. Welcome to the Cosumnes River College New Student Virtual Orientation. We have a lot of information to cover and we're super excited to share it with you as brand new CRC students. Now let's introduce you to your new student support team. Your new student support team will be here to guide you as you transition into becoming a CRC student.
Our outreach specialists are here to assist you with becoming a CRC student, including completing the application process and orientation. They can also answer general questions about course enrollment, adding or dropping classes, and provide referrals to CRC's many support programs and services. At CRC, we want to ensure you are successful in your first year as you learn how to navigate college life. Our success coaches are available for guidance and support. Success coaches will be able to connect you to support services, answer questions you may have about CRC, remind you of important dates and deadlines, help you enroll in classes, help you navigate online platforms like Canvas and eServices, make an appointment with the counselor for you, highlight important campus events, promote opportunities tailored to your major and career, and assist in removing barriers you may face in your academic journey. The success coach assigned to your major and their contact information was sent to you in the email you received with your CAC education plan.
On the screen, you'll see the list of goals that we are going to achieve today during our orientation. We've already completed steps 1 and 2, signing into eServices using Okta and meeting our support team. Next, we'll cover any important reminders. We'll briefly touch on financial aid. We'll also talk about how to get help should you need it. Next, we're going to go over the career and academic communities and the list of recommended courses. We'll talk about the Canvas shell. And finally, we'll be able to go over course enrollment and how to enroll in our classes. Before we begin, we do have a lot of information to cover in our session, so please take out a pen and paper to take notes, or open a document in Word. Whatever is most comfortable for you to take notes in, we encourage you to do so now.
In this next section, we have some important information, reminders, and tips to help you as you begin your college journey.
CRC is just one of 4 campuses situated within the Los Rios Community College District. We're also joined by Sac City College, Folsom Lake College, and American River College. Your student ID number, also known as your WID number, is the same at all 4 colleges. You do not need to reapply to attend another one of these colleges within the same term.
In order to be considered a full-time student, you must be enrolled in at least 12 units. We want to highlight that 12 units does not mean 12 classes. 1 unit is equal to about 1 hour in class a week for 16 weeks. So if you are enrolled in a 3-unit course, you can expect to be in class about 3 hours a week. This is still the expectation you will dedicate to reviewing course material and readings for your course, even if it is 100% online.
The academic semester for main terms, which include fall and spring at CRC, is 16 weeks long. Please note that while most classes are 16 weeks long, some courses may be 6 or 8 weeks long. For summer term, courses can be 4, 6, or 8 weeks long.
All students who receive federal or state financial aid must maintain satisfactory academic progress, otherwise known as SAP. This means that students must maintain a minimum GPA of 2.0 and take the courses that are outlined on their education plan. If you have to change your courses or go below 12 units, make sure to talk to a counselor.
Remember, every class you take in college will remain a part of your academic transcript, even if you decide to leave CRC and go to another campus. It is important to know that there is some time at the beginning of each semester when you are allowed to drop courses without it negatively affecting your academic record. You have a grace period once the semester starts to change your schedule or drop classes. We encourage you to review the academic calendar for more information. It is your responsibility to ensure that you understand this calendar. Also note that dropping classes may affect your financial aid. If you need to drop below 12 units, make sure you meet with the counselor and the financial aid office to understand how this will impact you.
We want to remind you that even if you miss the priority deadline, you should still complete the FAFSA or CADA as soon as possible, as you may still be eligible for certain funding.
Students who should apply to the free application for federal student aid, also known as the FAFSA, include U.S. citizens, legal permanent residents, eligible non-citizens, per FAFSA, and T visa holders. Students who should apply to the California DREAM Act application, also known as the CADA, are undocumented students, whether or not you have DACA, U visa holders, and students with temporary protected status.
If you would like help completing the CADA or if you have questions related to your citizenship status, the CRC Dream Center is here to help. The Dream Center assists undocumented students and students from mixed status families in achieving their academic goals. Please reach out to our Dream Center either by phone, email, or make an appointment with the Dream Center staff by going to our Dream Center webpage from the CRC main website.
Here's a pro tip from our financial aid office. You must submit a FAFSA or California DREAM Act application every year you plan on enrolling in courses. As you can see on our screen, whichever application you submit will ask for the tax information from 2 years prior. Be sure to try to submit your applications every year by the priority deadline so that you can be eligible for as much financial aid as is available to you. On the screen, you will see the total cost of tuition at CRC before the Promise Grant or Los Rios Promise waives tuition. For California residents, tuition is $46 per unit. In order to be considered a full-time student, you must be enrolled in at least 12 units. For non-California residents and international students, the cost of attendance is $472 per unit. Please note that undocumented students who are eligible for AB 540 can be eligible to be exempt from the non-resident tuition rates. Undocumented students who meet AB 540 may be reclassified by filling out the non-resident tuition exemption form. If you have questions about this, please contact the CRC Dream Center. Please also be aware that there are fees that the Promise programs do not cover. This includes a $20 health fee, a $2 student representation fee, and a universal transit pass fee, which is a flat fee of $13 during the summer and $3 per unit in fall or spring. Remember, you are responsible for paying these fees even if you receive a tuition waiver. If you plan on parking on campus, you must pay for parking. Parking permit regulations are strictly enforced 24 hours a day, 7 days per week, and 365 days per year. We recommend you buy your parking pass early to avoid delays during the first week of school. Semester parking permits are valid at all of our colleges and centers, so you only need to buy one per semester. We do also have daily parking permits. Daily parking permits cost $2. Each campus has a daily parking permit machine located inside the entrances to its parking lots. You can purchase your parking permit online in eServices and in person in your college's business services office. You might also receive a bright green envelope in the mail suit from Bank Mobile. This is one of the ways that you can opt to receive your financial aid disbursements or refunds. College is an amazing opportunity to grow as an individual and for others to learn from the amazing qualities you bring to our campus. As a Hawk, we want you to join our community, develop student leadership skills, and get connected to our support programs on campus to assist you during your journey here. Some of the benefits of participating in our campus programs and services include developing leadership skills, academic support, cultural connection, book vouchers, free college tours, free laptop rentals, better priority registration, and more. Data shows that once students participate in support programs and services, they do better and build a better support system and community amongst their peers. If you're interested in getting connected to CRC's various programs and resources, let us know by filling out the Hawk Connections form available on our support services webpage. You can also do so by connecting with your success coach and asking them to connect you to various programs and services or for more information regarding those programs. We're excited to have you join us. For one-on-one assistance, you can always make an appointment with your success coach. Their information was provided to you in the email in which you received your list of recommended courses. You can also email the CRC Outreach Department to ask us a quick question, or you can message us through your Canvas account. You are always welcome to visit us in our Welcome Center, located on the first floor of the College Center building. You can find more information on the Welcome Center and their hours on our website. In this next section, we're going to be sharing information on career and academic communities, otherwise known as CACs, and your list of recommended courses, what they are, and how to read them. Your list is like a map of classes that will help you reach your educational goal.
Note that career and academic communities are a collection of degree or certificate programs that lead to related occupations and courses. We also call CACs major houses because they house a lot of similar majors. Here is an example of what we mean. In the Business and Computer Science CAC, you will find majors related to those subjects such as accounting, business, and marketing. There are multiple CACs, and which CAC you belong to is based on your major. Your CAC also has its own major coach, counselor, and faculty support team to guide you.
Your list of recommended courses was sent to the email you used to complete the CAC List of Recommended Courses form on the orientation webpage. Please log into your personal email and download your list of recommended courses. If you cannot find your list of recommended courses, you can search your email account for an email with the subject line Cosumnes River College List of Recommended Courses, just like as shown on the screen here. If you still cannot find the document, you may return to the CRC Orientation webpage and select Complete the CAC List of Recommended Courses form. Once submitted, your list of recommended courses will be sent to you automatically. Your list of recommended courses is a list of classes the counselor wants you to take your first semester based on your major. Here is a full view of what your CAC first semester list of recommended courses would look like if you were a business major. This is just an example. Your list of recommended courses has been designed by a counselor to meet graduation and transfer requirements. Therefore, you will not need to meet with a counselor in order to register for these classes. At the very top of your list of recommended courses, you will find the name of your major, and if it is an Associate of Arts, otherwise known as an AA, or an Associate of Science, otherwise known as an AS. You may also see AA-T or AS-T. In that instance, it is a degree designed for transfer, and we'll have more information with regards to transfer requirements. All four of these degrees can be used to transfer to a UC, CSU, historically black college or university, or other four-year university. On the screen, you'll find an example of a list of recommended courses. Under the course tab of this example, you'll find an abbreviated course names and the full course names for the courses that you were recommended during your first semester. You'll find the total units for each of those classes under the units column. You'll find that this list of recommended courses recommends that a student take 15 to 16 units their first semester. Under the Prerequisite Course tab, you'll find any advisory recommendations, prerequisite requirements, or co-requisite requirements. A prerequisite is a course that a student is required to take before taking another course. A co-requisite is a course that a student is required to take during the same semester as another course. An advisory, a student is advised but not required to take a course before or in conjunction with enrollment in another course. Now, please look at the GE tab. GE stands for General Education Area. This tab will outline the graduation requirement the course satisfies for CRC.
At the bottom of your CAC education plan, you will find the counselor who has been assigned to your major.
This slide shows an example of what your two-year path could look like at CRC when you follow your list of recommended courses. In order to receive your associate's degree or transfer to a four-year institution, you will need to complete 60 units. To help you reach your goal of completing 60 units in 2 years, your list of recommended courses maps out a 15-unit course load per 16-week semester. However, we do understand that students may have other obligations that would prevent them from taking a 15-unit load, and that's okay. Another option would be to enroll in 12 units in a semester, which is the minimum number of units required to be considered full-time, and make up the additional 3 units during the summer session. Taking 30 units every academic year will add up to 60 units at the end of 2 years. It is important to note that for students pursuing a degree to transfer in science, technology, engineering, or math, it may take more than 2 years to complete the requirements. Your counselor will review this with you during your first semester at CRC. For students applying to transfer, you will be applying to transfer during your third semester at CRC. Therefore, it is extremely important that you create and update your education plan with your counselor every semester. Again, transfer pathways may vary, so please be sure to meet with your counselor during your first semester at CRC. Remember, you do not need to meet with a counselor in order to enroll in your first semester of classes. Your list of recommended courses was created and approved by a CRC counselor in collaboration with faculty departments. Please plan to meet with a counselor sometime during your first semester at CRC to create what is called a comprehensive education plan. This will map out the remainder of the classes you need to meet the educational goals you set out for yourself, whether that's a certificate, a degree, or transferring to a four-year college or university. After you have been authenticated digitally, you can access your Canvas and eServices. So let's talk about that. Your Canvas is the online learning management system. It's where you can find information that is relevant to you as students and where you can find your online courses. You can find your Canvas shell in the CRC homepage when you hover over the student login and use the same login and password as your eServices. Once logged into your Canvas, you will have access to view any classes that have an online component on your Canvas dashboard. As first-time new students, you have access to the CRC Orientation Canvas shell. Inside this Canvas shell, you'll see a number of announcements, your syllabi, several modules that contain important information such as how to register for classes, what to do when on a wait list, how to add courses once the semester starts, information on our free textbook policies, library services, financial aid, CRC support programs, and more. Please be sure to investigate your orientation Canvas shell thoroughly. At the top of the module screen in your CRC Orientation Canvas shell, you will see a block titled Important Things to Know. In this block, we'll have information on your student rights and responsibilities, satisfactory academic progress, and Title IX and sexual violence and abuse information. This information is important to you as a student to understand and familiarize yourself with the rights and responsibilities available to you as a Los Rios student.
For the next section, we ask that you follow along with the video to log into your eServices portal.
Welcome to your eServices homepage. From here, you can read important announcements and messages. see tasks, and resolve holds on your account. Schedule and enroll in classes. Pay tuition and fees. View your academic progress. Accept financial aid awards. Access your academic records for transcript and final grades. Update your personal information, such as phone number, email, mailing address, and preferred pronouns. Vote in student elections, and submit student petitions. Remember to check back often to receive notifications regarding your enrollment status and important deadlines. Thank you for choosing Los Rios. Have a great semester.
If you are an English as a second language or ESL learner, then you can complete the ESL guided self-placement process, which will place you in ESL courses that match your skill level. When you complete the CRC ESL guided self-placement process, you will see your ESL course placement results immediately. Your placement results will also be available through eServices within 24 hours. This guided self-placement is located on our placement page on our website.
And now we will learn how to read the class schedule. There's a lot of critical information in these next few slides, so please take notes. We will now be sharing with you how to read the class schedule in eServices. The first thing to note is the course session. CRC offers full-term 16-week classes and 8-week classes during the fall and spring semesters. 8-week classes can be held during the first 8 weeks of the semester or the second 8 weeks. This will be indicated by 8-week first and 8-week second. When looking at these classes, please note the beginning and ending dates. It is also very important to keep in mind that these classes are generally 16 weeks of material condensed down to 8 weeks. Therefore, the classes move very quickly and may not always be suitable for first-time college students. CRC is still offering classes in a variety of modalities, which will be found by looking under the date and time column. We offer asynchronous classes, which means that your class will not have a meeting date, and you are responsible for watching pre-recorded lectures and reading the material on your own time. This will be indicated in the schedule as to be announced under date and time. We also offer synchronous courses, which means your class is meeting regularly, whether online or in person, and the specific date and time will be indicated in the schedule. Finally, we offer hybrid courses, which means that the class will be meeting in person and has an online component. In the example on the screen, there is a laboratory for the class that meets in person Tuesdays and Thursdays in the Science Building, room 208, and the lecture component is asynchronous. As you can see, the date and time is listed as to be announced, and the location is listed as online. This means students are expected to watch the pre-recorded lecture on their own time. To find out where your classes will be held, you will look under the room column. If you see CRC online, this means that your class is being held entirely online. If you see an actual building and room number listed, this means that the class will be held in the building and room number specified. In this example, the class is being held in the library building, room 109. Please also be aware that you may see Elk Grove Center listed under room. This means that this class is being held at our Elk Grove Center, which is a separate location from the CRC main campus. To find out if there is space in the class, you will need to be aware of the seats column. This will let you know how many seats are available in the class. In the highlighted example, the class can accommodate 45 total seats, and 40 of those seats are still open. Therefore, the schedule indicates there are 40 of 45 open seats. Another indicator you may see is a wait list. When student enrollment has reached the maximum number of seats available, professors will offer a certain amount of seats as waitlisted slots. In the schedule, you will see the number of waitlist slots still available out of the total number of waitlisted slots. In the highlighted example, the professor has indicated that there are 20 waitlisted slots and 12 are still available. This means that out of the 20, 8 people are on the waitlist ahead of you if you were to get on this waitlist, because there are still 12 slots available. The fewer people that are ahead of you, the more likely you are to get a seat in the class. The final column I will point out is the textbook column. If you see the open book icon with the $ crossed out, this means that this professor is participating in our zero textbook cost efforts, and there will be no additional costs for textbooks in this class. To pull everything together, let's look at a couple of course offerings from our Anthropology 300 class. In this first example, you can see that this class is being held during the second 8 weeks of the 16-week semester. Therefore, the start date is not until October 12th, 2023. Under the days and times column, you'll see that it says to be announced. This means that this class is asynchronous and will not have set meeting dates and times. It also shows that this class is being held online, which makes sense because this is an asynchronous class. You can also see that this class is still open with 40 seats left and that there is no cost for the textbook. In the second example, this is a full-term class that starts at the beginning of the semester. It is being held Mondays and Wednesdays from 9 a.m. to 10:20 in the Learning Resource Center, room 105. And this is a synchronous class, and there are 44 of 45 seats still available.
Now that we've learned how to read our class schedule, we're going to learn how to actually enroll in our classes. From our eServices dashboard, go ahead and select the Manage Classes tile. From our left-hand menu, we'll select Class Search and Enroll. This will then take you to a page that will ask you which term you wish to enroll in. For the purposes of my example, I'm going to search Summer, but please select the semester for which you plan on enrolling. This then takes us to a page with a search bar. If you are a part of our Umoja or Puente programs, you may have been given a 5-digit course code to search. You may enter that 5-digit course code in this search bar here. Once you hit enter, this will take you directly to the class you will need to enroll in for your program. If you are not a part of our Umoja or Puente programs, you can then search the abbreviated name of the first class on your list of recommended courses. For the purposes of our example, we're going to search Psychology 300. The abbreviated course name is PSYC space 300. Enter. As you can see, it brings up search results across our Los Rios district. We're going to focus on courses at Cosumnes River College, so we'll select the option that says CRCC. This will take you to a page that shows all of the Psychology 300 courses on offer for this semester. I'm focusing on the status of the class, and I can see I have 2 options that are open and the rest are waitlisted. For my 2 open options, I see this first section is a 6-week course. So I look at the meeting dates to ensure that those meeting dates work in my schedule. This class begins June 23rd and ends August 1st. I see the dates and times, and I see that this class will be regularly meeting Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 12:05. The room may not have been announced yet, but a room would be listed here. In the seats column, I see that there are 77 open seats, so there are plenty of seats. I also see that the textbook has been provided in this textbook column with the open textbook icon. In my second option for an open class, I see that this particular section is an 8-week course. So looking at the meeting dates, I see that this class is meeting from June 16th to August 7th, and that the days and times are to be announced. This is an indicator that this class may be an online course. And sure enough, in looking at the room column, this class is listed as a CRC main online course, meaning that because it says it's to be announced, this is an asynchronous course. So there will not be a regular meeting date or time, and I will be accessing classes via our online management system, otherwise known as Canvas. In the Canvas, there will be videos, pre-recorded lectures, discussion boards, and places to turn in assignments. I see that this particular section has 12 open seats. However, the textbook is not provided. If I click into the lecture hyperlink, this will provide me more information about the section. I see in my first option under the hyperlink that this class has additional class notes, stating that this class will be offered on CRC's main campus at the days, times, and rooms that are listed. I can also see that this particular class is course transferable. I'm going to select this first section. So go ahead and click it. This will then take me to our first enrollment page. It will ask if I wish to enroll in the class or add it to my shopping cart in order to enroll at a later time. This class also asks if I wish to be added to the waitlist if the course is full, so I will leave the indicator at yes. I actually wish to enroll in the class, so I'm going to leave the marker on Enroll and select Accept at the upper right. This will ask me one more time to review the course I've selected. I could choose to review this lecture hyperlink one more time, just to familiarize myself with the class details, class availability, meeting information, and other enrollment information. I'm happy with my selection, so I'm going to close out of that box and select Submit in the upper right. This class has now been added to my schedule. I can return to the keyword search page to search for the next class on my list of recommended courses. Once I've finished enrolling in all of my courses, I can view my class schedule at the top option here, and all of my classes will be listed under this View My Class tab by class, or if I would like to see it by date, I can filter it by date. This option gives me the option to view it in a list or a calendar view. That way I can plan the rest of my schedule accordingly. Go ahead and take this time to enroll in the classes on your list of recommended courses.
Thank you for joining us for CRC's New Student Orientation. We're super excited to have you join us as brand new students this fall semester. Please be sure to connect with your